4 delicious flavors, and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Take a big step toward your dream career and apply today at doane.edu/apply.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into 1040 O Street. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Special ingredient butcher shop, 3 Lincoln locations and 1 up in Omaha. Check them out today at themercadobutchery.com. I'm Austin Norman. To my left is not Jay Foreman. It's another Husker Hall of Famer, the basketball one. He's strict. How you doing, man?
What it do? What it do?
It rains.
Man, I made it through it.
How's that drive?
I had to brave the wind and the rain, but it's here. I'm here. I came down here. I wanted to see what these young men in the Class B ranks gonna be able to do. Shout out to Nick and Jay for the wonderful call over the Class A segment, and I'm looking forward to this evening. It's going to be some good matchups, I think. 2
of our championship games have been set today. It'll be Ashland Greenwood against Concordia in C1. It will be Papillion La Vista South versus Omaha West Side in Class A. And then Class B yet to be decided tonight. You'll hear Strick on those. Norris versus Scott next. Scottsbluff versus Elkhorn North for the nightcap. 402-464-5685. Got some thoughts on this in the short little segment between the afternoon game, Strick, but I want your thoughts since you're here now, too. It's official. Iowa has moved on from Fran McCaffrey. He does not resign. He does not retire. He is fired by Iowa AD Beth Getz. 15 years in charge of the Hawkeyes program, 297 wins across those 15 years, 7 NCAA tournament appearances. Your reaction to Iowa letting go of Fran McCaffrey?
It's tough. I think you spend a lot of time in the Big Ten Conference. You've had some success. You've also had some downfalls. You can see that there's a shift, obviously, in how things are going now in college, in the landscape of college sports. And, I think there's a few things that there's been some pundits that mentioned. Obviously, the buyout isn't crazy, but it's still a negotiated thing. You're looking at roughly around $4.2 million, which is about 60% of, his remaining base salary. The salary encompasses a lot of different things, which is obviously, media and all the different camps and other things that also go into what that is. But based on the base, that's kind of what it looks like for him. So I think there's some, there's also that he's supposed to go up. It was extended 2021. Part of that deals with the ability to not get killed, as far as, so it was mutual agreed on both parties. But there's probably frustration in Iowa a little bit. I think they're looking at the exits. I think they're looking at the exits of players. I think they're also looking at recruiting, the type of the amount of talent that's there. I think some of those things are considered. And then it looks like stagnation. Yeah. It looks like stagnation. It looks like, if you go look at pretty much his career at Siena and Lehigh,
Greensboro,
outside of his Iowa stint and some great runs there, I think he had 297 wins, like to 209. So that it's solid. But I think I was looking for more. I think this is part of the reason why, both on the football side and on the basketball side, I think they've got higher expectations and don't want to fall into a stagnant state. The frustration as well in the Illinois game. You would think that winning a Big Ten game would save you, but no, I think they're looking a little bit bigger picture in this.
They beat Ohio State, lost to
Illinois.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think looking at that is part of it. But then I think one of the things that you got to look at is the purpose of what's next. You understand? I got to think they're probably looking at maybe around 3 candidates that fit good Iowa Hawkeye mold. You're probably going to be looking at West Virginia coach Darren DeVries. And then right there in state, a coach that has led Drake to 30-3 record in Ben McCollum. And then maybe Chris Collins, who has had some success in building a program out of nothing. So there's probably he's last on that list, but I think that's probably some areas that they're looking.
Collins would intrigue me knowing the Big Ten, but I don't think Northwestern would let him leave.
Yeah.
Right. I know Northwestern wants more, but I think Chris Collins has been really good for that basketball program for all the reasons you mentioned. DeVries intrigues me. I think Iowa's going to reach out to him if they haven't already. Would you rather be Iowa in the Big Ten or West Virginia in the Big 12? That's going to be what's facing him. And then McCollum. That's a guy that before last season was at Northwest Missouri State in Division II, winner, came up to Drake,
winner,
30-3, like you mentioned right now. It's 12 straight years Ben McCollum's teams have won a league title. I don't know, Strick, if I'm Iowa, if I want to be the program that takes the shot on it. His first taste of that level of basketball, because they do have a relatively high floor under Fran McCaffrey. Only 2 losing seasons out of 15. One was his first year. One was halfway through his tenure. They won 20 games or 19 games or more, I think, 11 times, 7 NCAA tournament appearances. And that's not to say Fran McCaffrey's tenure was perfect. I kind of agree with their decision to move on from him. But the other part that's facing Iowa, Minnesota, and really every other school in the country right now, Strick, is NIL. Iowa and Minnesota were, to the best of my understanding, the two lowest NIL budgets in the conference.
Yeah.
Right? Would you rather, pay the buyout for Fran McCaffrey or take some of that money, put it to NIL and see what you can recruit?
Well,
That's the dilemma that athletic directors are facing right now. I think that Beth Getz, this is her first major move at Iowa. She wasn't the one that, made Kirk Ferentz leave because he hasn't yet, right? That would be probably an even bigger move. Fran's been an Iowa staple. I'm not saying he's the perfect guy for the Iowa job. I do think things got stagnant, but I do wonder just how much Iowa tried to help Fran McCaffrey succeed by their relative lack of investment in that basketball program.
Well said. And I think that's what's interesting about when you mentioned Ben McCollum, right? Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm thinking. One, I think the buyout's going to hurt. Basketball programs with this NIL and with all that's going on, probably let's just be honest. I don't know what their alumni situation is and what their like 1980 collectives. Mm-hmm. I don't know what their collective situation's like, mm-hmm. but I will say that I still think that's going to be hurting. That's going to hurt to have to give up that amount of salary. But here's the reason potentially why a Ben McCollum could work, because you can structure, because of the chance that we're taking on you, you can structure something small mm-hmm. with something back in with the type of success that you provided there to Northern Iowa, mm-hmm. right? Or to Drake. I'm sorry, to Drake.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting back and forth of if it does. I think DeVries is going to have a higher monetary value.
Mm-hmm. And I think West Virginia's already backed that up.
You know what I mean? So I think that's why might be a pause on that, but I think that's why it's intriguing, because you may want to take a flyer in this situation just because the money it may not be mathing right now.
That certainly is all up in the air. I do want to get to some things the text line said, so I can get your thoughts on them here. Gorilla Bear asks, why wouldn't you take Fran over Fred? Because I said the goal for Nebraska, the first step in the right direction, is to get to where Fran McCaffrey was. Always above 500 in the NCAA tournament half the time or more in the NIT if you're not, right? That's not the end goal for this Nebraska program. That's the next step. That should be achievable. That should be attainable for Nebraska. And I think there's a number of reasons that I prefer Fred Hoiberg at Nebraska than Fran McCaffrey. Number one is Fred's younger. Fran's closer to the end of the line, end of the rope than Fred is. Now that Fran doesn't have some more years of coaching left in him, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. But it's kind of pick your poison. Like I said to Gorilla Bear on the text line, Fred Hoiberg gets points for adjusting his roster where Fran McCaffrey never did that. But where Fran gets points is that he played a style and recruited to it. And Fred Hoiberg is still trying to settle into what he wants Nebraska to be. I don't know. I tend to prefer the Fred Hoiberg thing because of the youth, because he's shown the ability to make adjustments. But also I sit here all year and I've been saying, lean on the identity that we thought you had last year. And Nebraska hasn't done that yet, and it still baffles me.
Yeah. I get where you're saying as well. And then, there's some stuff that stay tuned next week. Come back and talk to us, because we're definitely going to dig into the Fred Hoiberg mm-hmm. situation. I think there'll be some things that surprise the listeners because it doesn't feel that way. It's kind of one of those things where you could be watching a game, whether it doesn't matter what the sport is, you could be watching a game and it just doesn't look like anything has happened, similar to what we had talked about with Bryce Williams and some of the games that he's had, where you look up and you're like, dang, he's got 27. Mm-hmm. You might be surprised at some of the numbers for Fred Hoiberg in the court in the tenure of his time here at Nebraska. So Fran, if he wants it, I think he'll land somewhere else. It probably won't be in the SEC, and it probably won't be somewhere in the Big Ten. It could be somewhere, maybe out west, or if he decides. I think he's a Midwest type of coach, to be honest.
Okay.
And that if he decides to stay and do that, I mean, obviously his son is dating Caitlin Clark, and mm-hmm. and he has some great Iowa roots, and it's going to be a tough loss for not only him, but I think also for the program, because I think he did a good job at building that program for the most part. It just, I personally, like you said, I think it was just tough on him resources and the change and the shift in the landscape of college sports is made it tough for him, to retain, because that's where the exodus, I think, went for a lot of his players. There's a lot of his players he couldn't keep because he couldn't pay them.
That's really what it turned into. I will throw this out there just as a suggestion. So Fran McCaffrey is a Philadelphia guy. Fran Dunphy just stepped down as head coach of LaSalle.
Something like that.
Private university in Philadelphia. Does Fran McCaffrey want to go back home? That would be, I believe, an A10 job, I want to say.
I think in that level he could do well, because I think he's a good enough coach. Stylistically, could find the type of players that could fit that style. In an A10, probably it would be a good look.
2366 says Fran to Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota does that. I think Minnesota has their eyes on one coach who may or may not currently reside in Fort Collins, Colorado. So that's where I believe Minnesota is going. But Strick, I will be curious to see on Fran McCaffrey. Is there enough gas left in the tank for him to want to be a head coach again? Or is this Fran McCaffrey, is he going to sit back and read the tea leaves and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, they didn't invest in my program a whole lot, but I don't want to deal with all of this. I'm going to be an assistant somewhere.
Yeah.
He still has a kid in college at Butler. Could he go join Tad Mata's staff over there? Honestly, Strick, I don't hate the idea of Fran McCaffrey as a Nebraska assistant, right? Get two offensive-minded guys in the room with Fred Hoiberg and Fran McCaffrey, pair him with a defensive guy in Nate Lenzer, and go from there. Fran McCaffrey would be almost the anti-Doc Sadler, right? Fred had Doc along for the first couple of years of his tenure, laid back, chill, amicable, goofy, defensive-minded Doc Sadler. And then on the other hand, you go from that to kind of uptight, throwing tantrums, offensive-minded Fran McCaffrey. I don't hate the idea of Fran McCaffrey assistant coach at Nebraska if that's an avenue that he or Nebraska wants to pursue.
Well, I think one thing I can say about Fran McCaffrey is he has the ability to look at his talent on roster and be able to equate a style or a game plan or some systems that can help those players to have some forms of success. So I think that's something that he would be good at.
Let's turn the page. We'll keep it on college basketball, but a different subject here, Stricky. Yesterday, during the ACC quarterfinals, Duke was down double digits early to Georgia Tech. As they started to make their comeback, Cooper Flagg went up for a rebound, sprained his left ankle, didn't play yesterday. It was announced that he is officially out tonight. He walked into the arena with no limp. Take people through an ankle sprain, what goes into determining if you can play or not the next day. And Duke's position right now is the 1 seed in the ACC, looking like they're going to be a 1 seed in the tournament. They're in the ACC semis. Would you push Cooper Flagg to play to try and win the ACC? Or are you saying, nope, we'll take our chances that we'll stick on the one line and rest him tonight?
We kind of touched on this a little bit a few days ago. And I actually believe that I would wait. I would hold him out. And I'm not sold. You've already taken care of business in winning the regular season conference championship. At this point, one, he's got bigger and higher aspirations as to where he's going. So you don't want to have a situation where it compounds whatever that injury is. And then you also are looking at, you have greater aspirations for success, which has been a minute now for Duke, as far as going to, the long haul and trying to get a champion. I think they have the type of team that they can, but you got to have a fully engaged, ready, and healthy Cooper Flagg, I think, to even take you there. So, yeah, I wouldn't be worried about the ACC tournament at this point. I'd pretty much put him on chill.
I'm, in the big picture, glad that Duke is sitting him. I think it's the right move for his future and gives them the best chance to win the NCAA tournament. I don't love the idea of facing Carolina without him. He's been really good in both of those games, taking over at stretches. The one solace to that is if Carolina wins, you slap a big old asterisk by it. Problem is, I don't want Carolina to make the tournament. Stricky, and a win over Duke would almost assuredly put the Tar Heels on the right side of the bubble and put them in. It stinks, man, because Duke right now is in the position, the comparison that I have for them is Gonzaga. pretty much any other year, right? Clemson, Louisville have rounded into form a little bit, and then beneath that, it's a bunch of meh or whatever. But Duke is a solid one, but I could see the committee messing around and saying, oh, well, we don't know about Cooper Flagg's availability, and they lost to Carolina. That's a bubble team. Maybe we bump him down. We give him a more difficult region. I could see that being on the table for the committee. I don't think it happens, but there's this little nagging part of me that says, but if he's healthy and he's good to go, maybe he has that Mahomes factor, right? Where something looks bad, but then he's good to go the next day or the next week. And obviously football, there's 7 days between games. You get 5 days off, 6 days off, whatever, and then you play again. There's a lot of me that wants to play. Just put the final nail in the coffin for Carolina, have Cooper show out again, and not even give the Tar Heels a chance in March, or to have that conversation. No, we beat you guys and lord it over Duke fans. But the right move is to sit him. And I'm struggling with that, man.
Yeah,
I'm really struggling with it.
It's tough, but you can hear your passion as a Duke fan in that, is some understanding to that as well. But, it just depends on what you feel about Cooper Flagg and what's next for him. And do you think it's best for him to do so now, to take a short L for a longer potential gratification? I listen. And then you've got to think about whether or not you believe wholeheartedly in your heart that a hindered Cooper Flagg is going to give you something. Like him being on the field, on the court, is going to open things up for other people. So having him there just as a wing swing, pick and roll guy, pick and pop guy, handle a little bit, but not really, maybe post him up some. You could do probably some things so it doesn't put a lot of strain. But Cooper, he likes to kind of face you up and, cut and counter and do different things on which would require
side to side,
a lot of that stuff. And then you got to understand that they're gonna put him in the pressure cooker as well on the defensive side, knowing that there's an injury. There's going to be a lot of attack on that. It just depends on how much you would want to use him, and if you feel that his presence, even though he may not be giving you everything, is going to give you something. And but doing so without, maybe on a time scale, a limit, maybe situational, maybe having him available for certain runs, end of the half, first half chill, end of the half, let him go. Put some heat on it, make sure he stays good and warm, stay on the bike, stay active, boom, first few, chill, see what happens. Oh, stuff is starting to get crazy, put him in. Don't let him do nothing crazy, but just to have him present, because you've got to be aware of him and you've got a game plan for him. So you could say he's available to make sure that he's a part of whatever defensive game plan that they have for him. And then just I would throw some wrinkles in there to do something different that probably people haven't seen, not using whatever his full skill set is. And then, see where you end up. You could possibly do that, but then it just depends on, then you got another one if you even win that one. So, what do you do then? So that's the hard part. It's tough.
Take it a day at a time, take it 40 minutes at a time is what you do. I am excited for what I hope will be the Isaiah Evans coming out party. He's a Charlotte kid. The tournament in the ACC is being played in Charlotte. So I'm expecting Isaiah Evans to fully put on a show like Wisconsin did today, Stricky. The Badgers.
Shout out to Chucky Hepburn.
Dude, that was the lamest game winner I've seen in my life, but it counts all the same.
It's all the same.
It's like,
catch.
Oh, guess I'll shoot it.
Shoot it. Bang. Game. Shout out to Chucky.
Like,
Get it done.
What is that?
Get it done.
He's chilling at the elbow. He's ready to go to overtime. His teammate says,
the
hey,
ball
Chucky,
pops
here's
out
the ball.
to him.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll shoot this little elbow jumper.
Shout out to get it done. Get it done.
How about Chucky?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wisconsin, his former program, Stricky, attempted 32 threes against UCLA today. Guess how many they made? 19.
Oh, they went nuts.
Wisconsin, 19.
I thought you were saying that to say that they had a bomb.
19.
They were bombing then.
They were bombing. Tanji, 6 for 6. Blackwell, 4 of 8. Stephen Crowell, 3 of 3. Kamari McGee, 3 of 3. Wisconsin wins at 86-70 over UCLA to advance to the Big Ten semis. How far do you think Wisconsin can go in March? You buy in, you sell it?
They're always suspect to me when you get into the tournament. It's been a long time. Going back to Kaminsky or Jaminski, is it
Kaminsky? Yep. Guess who they lost in the championship game that year? You're looking at it. You're staring at it.
Gosh. Yeah, they shaky when it comes
they
to
beat that 38-0 Kentucky team in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then lost to who?
Jeez.
Who goes further? Obviously, it's dependent on matchup and bracket and whatnot. But Michigan State or Wisconsin, who do you trust more?
I think Michigan State's style is very tailored for March Madness, meaning run, gun, guard, attack, all of those things. Yeah, all of those things fit very well for a March Madness. How deep that run is, I think matchups are going to matter. Yeah. You know, if they get with somebody with skill, size, big men, physicality, they'll be in for a fight. But other than that, I think they can compete with anybody stylistically in the NCAA. I think Wisconsin has to have games like what they had against UCLA to have success. Anything other than that, I think they come up short.
Wisconsin's just kind of supercharged Iowa.
Yeah,
right now. A lot of offense, enough defense generally, but they're also tall. Because if
a team gets hot on them, I don't think they guard as. I think they pack it in. So if a team gets they're kind of a pack in type of defense. So if a team gets nice and hot on them and spreads them out a little bit, I think they can, create penetrative dishes and things like that on them with the right type of team. I think it's a little bit different from Michigan State in that manner.
I completely agree. Strick, you got some action to call. You got Class B.
Class B tonight, man. A couple games. About to head down there.
Looks like it stopped raining, so we'll get you outside. We'll get you on the road. Look forward to hearing from you down at PBA, partner.
Yeah, man. Always a good thing to be here on Old School.
That it is. He's Strick. I'm Austin. We'll keep Old School rolling for another half an hour or so after this.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and March Madness is here, and Koppel is ready to rock and roll. We just closed the books on a tremendous February, and we're locked and loaded for a big March. True 0% APR is happening right now at Koppel on select new models. Plus, Koppel has over 10,500 off list on other select new models. Our pre-owned truck lot is full of late model low gyms as well. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with a roof credit, 0% is standalone.
LES wants your feedback. Help shape your electric utility's direction and priorities by taking an anonymous online survey. Make your voice heard before the survey closes on April 30th at les.com/survey.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Hey, it's Chad with Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the #1 selling complete post-workout product, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out, exercises, or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today, try a free sample, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Lincoln's newest restaurant isn't just a typical sports bar. It's the sports bar for so many reasons. Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill in South Lincoln has 23 beers on tap and 36 TVs featuring all things sports from MLB to soccer to golf and more, and football, of course, in the fall. Stop by for their grand opening this Friday, March 14th, and enjoy great food and drink selection at Lincoln's newest go-to, Liquid Asset Sports Bar and Grill at 27th and Jamie Lane in South Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly sunny and breezy to start. Showers and storms arriving this afternoon. We'll see a high near 76. Tonight, rain likely to be windy with a low near 37. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and windy with the high near 49. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400. Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get the Buffalo Wings and Rings today on 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Old School for another 20 minutes or so before we get you out to Pinnacle Bank Arena for some Class B basketball. It'll be Norris and Scott before Scottsbluff and Elkhorn North. And then all the finals will be set. 6 games on Wednesday, 6 on Thursday. We've had 4 today, 2 more to come, and 6 more tomorrow to wrap things up with the championship game. Sounds like someone will be making their first appearance on a 93.7 The Ticket basketball call tomorrow. May or may not currently be on the mic for this Old School segment. Stay tuned at 9 and 11 tomorrow morning. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Lots to get to still yet in this next 20 minutes or so. We'll start with some Husker news. We got the announcement that Nebraska's spring match in Ord will be against South Dakota State. That'll be Saturday, May 3rd at 2 p.m. at Ord High School. Tickets go on sale to the public Saturday, April 12th. That'll start at April 12th at 8 a.m. at Ord High School. That is the only place you can get tickets, and they are cash only. If you want tickets to Nebraska's spring match against Ord, you cannot go and get them online. You must go to Ord High School, and they are only accepting cash. $15 per person for the match. All seats general admission. Tickets must be purchased in person by someone at least 16 years old, and only 4 tickets available per person. Keep that in mind. There's all your information. In other Husker news, Alex Gordon was named a Kansas City Royals Hall of Famer today. So congrats to Gordo. Congrats to number 4 for that. One of the most storied careers in Nebraska baseball history. Of course, Golden Spikes winner, Dick Hauser Award winner, back-to-back Big 12 Player of the Year, highest drafted Big 12 player at number 2. Urshad obviously went number 1, and then Gordon's number 2. Those are your 2 highest drafted Huskers ever. Gordon does have his number on the outfield wall at Haymarket Park now, of course. A very well-deserved honor for Alex Gordon, becoming the 31st Royal named to the Kansas City Royals Hall of Fame. This is not just players, right? This is front office members, it's managers as well. Kansas City put 3 in last year. I was there for that one. It was Cedric Tallis, the GM that really helped build Kansas City into what it was out of the expansion era. There was a bit of a spat, a falling out between Cedric Tallis and the Kaufman family, but Cedric Tallis did some amazing work. One of the most underrated general managers in baseball history. For my money, John Sherholtz, who you might know as the architect of the 1990s Braves. Well, guess what? He was in Kansas City before that. And again, was allowed to leave. Kansas City didn't, I believe, make him a better offer to stay. He goes to Atlanta and constructs one of the greatest single title dynasties in sports history, not just in baseball history. And then, of course, Bo Jackson played for the Royals from 86 to 90. Bo rocked it last year. I was there for Bo's speech. And Bo's not a guy that I grew up knowing, right? It's a guy that I heard the myths and the legends about. Obviously never got to see Bo Jackson play outside of some highlights here and there. But it was so cool to be in Kauffman Stadium for the Bo Jackson Hall of Fame ceremony, because you could tell just how much Bo's tenure meant to Kansas City, right? To have an athlete of that caliber, but also a national superstar of that caliber play for Kansas City, right? That's something that the Royals had in George Brett to a degree, but George Brett really grew into that, and as good a baseball player as he was, was he as big of a media star? Was he as big of a sensation as Bo Jackson? Probably not. George Brett, clearly the superior baseball player, superior stats, but Bo Jackson's star burned brighter, burned out faster. And just to see that stadium filled with people that remembered what Bo could do and what he meant to Kansas City and his tenure there was absolutely incredible. Which brings us to Alex Gordon, right? Almost the exact opposite of Bo Jackson, right? Both outfielders, but where things came easy for Bo Jackson because of his physical gifts, they didn't necessarily for Alex Gordon at the major league level, right? It's a guy that tore up the Nebraska preps, did some amazing, unprecedented things at the college level, especially at Nebraska. And then to get drafted and shoot through the Royal system as quickly as he did, to fail as hard as Alex Gordon did at third base. Defensively, he was a little shaky with the bat. He looked completely lost. And there was only one way for Alex Gordon to continue his Major League Baseball career in Kansas City, and that was to move to the outfield. Alex Gordon did that and really flourished, really took off once he made that move. He won his first Gold Glove in 2011, All-Star for the first time in 2013. And of course, not only did he develop into a fine player, but a 3-time All-Star, an 8-time Gold Glove winner, and a 2-time Platinum Glove winner. Gold Glove is the best rated defender at each position. Platinum Glove is you are the best defender in the entire league, American and national. That's who gets Platinum Gloves. Watching Alex Gordon play defense in the outfield, the scouting that went behind it, the hustle, the effort that went into it, obviously the fantastic arm that he had certainly played a part in Alex Gordon being such a phenomenal defensive left fielder. I'm trying to scroll down and find his fielding stats here. So outfield assist. Do they not mark that? I mean, they're telling me, oh, here we go. I found it, I think. So yeah, I mean, 17 assists in 4 straight years for Alex Gordon is absolutely obscene. Then the next 2 years when Kansas City makes the World Series, he drops all the way down to 8 and 8 in terms of assists. Alex Gordon's arm was one that people could not run on. And yet to the day that he retired, they still kept running on him. His final season as a Royal, he still had 4 outfield assists, had 7 the year before that, did miss 20. No, just kidding, 7. Why is this reading so funny? I don't know why it's putting the stats in here like that. But yeah, I mean, in his last 3 seasons, Alex Gordon had 20 outfield assists, which is more than a lot of outfielders have in their career. So watching Alex Gordon's arm, hearing him talk a little bit about positioning, seeing him go flying into the stands to make a catch, I think that was against the Chicago White Sox, is when I think it was Rex Hudler lovingly coined the character of Uncle Fester for who Alex Gordon ran into early in the season. Running into the wall, sliding on the warning track, all that great stuff. I could go on and on about what Alex Gordon meant to those Royals teams, really as the heart, the soul, and the leader of them. The quiet one, right? I think we all know here in Huskerland, Alex Gordon has never been one for a ton of words, but he said the right things when it mattered, certainly led by example for that young team in 2013 when he's a first-time All-Star, and then in 2014-15, hitting in the middle bottom of that lineup. He was higher in 2014, was slid down the lineup a little bit in 2015. But for all the great defensive highlights, for all the struggles and the tribulations it took to get Alex Gordon to the level that he played at, the one memory that I think every Kansas City fan will have of Alex Gordon is his home run in the 2015 World Series off Juris Familia. You think about that. The Royals are down a run in the 9th inning after Eric Hosmer booted a ground ball at first base to let the go-ahead run come in. And Hosmer tells the story of Gordon walking the dugout, telling him, "You'll get the next one, and I got you." Nothing more, nothing less. Juris Familia that year was maybe the most electric lights-out closer in the game. He had a sinker, a pitch that's incredibly tough to elevate. And I want to say it was it Alex Rios that batted ahead of Alex Gordon, probably not. I don't remember who was ahead of Gordon in the batting order, but Gordon noticed that Familia quick pitched him. And with no one on base, you can do that, right? You don't actually have to come set. You can just consider it your windup in baseball. So Gordon takes those mental notes, and I think it was Harold Reynolds or Tom Verducci on the broadcast mentioned after the game or after the at-bat that, yeah, when Familia quick pitched, he wasn't able to get everything beyond his sinker. His mechanics were a little bit out of whack. And with one swing of the bat, basically dead center field, Alex Gordon hits a 415-foot tank to dead center off the best closer in the league. Sends Kauffman Stadium into a frenzy. The Royals would end up walking that game off, and I believe the 13th inning with a Hosmer sac fly, of all things. So just that image of Gordon standing there in the batter's box, the pine tar in his helmet, the bat waggle, Familia not really coming set. Gordon was looking for a pitch in a spot. He didn't miss it. The image of him holding his right arm out and pointing as he hits first base to tie the game. One of the coolest moments I got to witness on TV as a Royals fan. And someday there better be a statue of that. I don't say that lightly. There's a lot of statues, not a lot. There's a handful of statues out in right center field for Kansas City. And I think that image of Alex Gordon kind of going with the Jumpman logo is kind of what it looks like from the right angle, pointed up to the sky, the little fist pump afterwards. Yeah, put Alex Gordon in bronze, right? Obviously his plaque at the Royals Hall of Fame and then the statue are certainly well-deserved as well. Fantastic career for Alex Gordon, who retired in 2020. And it's nice to see the Royals have some players that are worthy of induction, right? I mentioned the three persons that the Royals put in last year in Tallis, Sherholz, and Jackson. Ned Yost went in 2023. After he was the manager, he got done in 2019. But before that, it was 8 years since the Royals inducted anyone. That was Mike Sweeney, a guy that's, again, probably underrated for his era. Before Mike Sweeney, the year before they put, or not even the year before, it was 3 years earlier, they put in George Toma, the head groundskeeper for the first 25 years and change of Royals existence. They went a few years between Kevin Apier and Mike Sweeney. They went 5 years between Apier and then Mark Gubisaw, who came in a year after Brett Saberhagen, who came in a year after Denny Matthews, 2 years after Jeff Montgomery. The Royals have had these gaps in inducting players into their Hall of Fame, and it's because some of those eras were just devoid of talent, right? Think about the teams that Mike Sweeney played on from 95 to 2007. That's one of the worst eras of not just Royals baseball, but of any team's baseball history. The amount of losing that those Kansas City Royals did, the amount of losing that those fans had to put up with is kind of insane. We'll be back with one final segment here on Old School. Get you set up for some more Class B action from Pinnacle Bank Arena after this.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
It may not feel like it, but planting season is on its way, and now's the time to upgrade your equipment with a late model John Deere planter from Acres Equipment. Acres has an entire lineup of John Deere planters equipped with the latest technology to ensure planting accuracy throughout your field. And to get you up and going, each planter purchased from Acres includes in-field startup support from one of our Precision Ag professionals. Warmer weather is coming soon, so don't delay. Visit your local Acres for details. Offer expires April 30th, 2025.
St. Patrick's Day is on a Monday this year, but St. Patrick's Eve is on a Sunday, and you won't want to miss that party at Matson's Bowling and Billiards. Families are welcome to join in on the Olympics and win great prizes, or just come down to have one of Sarah's favorites, corned beef and cabbage, or one of Brady's favorites, bangers and mash. Plus, great music all afternoon from Crosby, Stills, Bangers and Mash. That's St. Patrick's Eve on Sunday, March 16th at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first. Now is the time to get a glimpse into living and learning at Doane University through a personalized in-person or virtual visit. We know once you experience Doane, you'll see why it's a place where you can achieve your goals and shape your future. Schedule your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, mainly sunny and breezy to start. Showers and storms arriving this afternoon. We'll see a high near 76. Tonight, rain likely to be windy with a low near 37. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers in the morning, otherwise mainly cloudy and windy with the high near 49. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking all the top brands, including Can-Am, Honda, Polaris, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Sea-Doo, Manitow pontoon boats, and Triton trailers. Come check out Nebraska's newest Indian motorcycle dealership, plus score big on their massive selection of side-by-sides, all-terrain vehicles, motorcycles, and power watercraft. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has it all under one roof at their new 27th and I-80 location, and they can't wait to get you set up for the summer.
You know you want those Wingstop boneless wings. With the boneless meal deal from Wingstop, you get 20 boneless wings in 4 delicious flavors and a large order of hand-cut fries for just $16.99. What are you waiting for? More wings, more flavor, more bang for your buck. The $16.99 boneless meal deal from Wingstop. Order now from wingstop.com. Valid at participating locations for a limited time on orders for pickup or delivery placed via wingstop.com or the Wingstop app. Prices may vary by location. See wingstop.com/offers for full details.
Back to old school on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One short segment here on Old School before we get you back out to Pinnacle Bank Arena for some Class B action. It'll be Nick Sainer and Eric Strickland on the call for the last 2 games of the night. Definitely make sure you stick around and look forward to that. Your Kansas City Royals, my Kansas City Royals, our Kansas City Royals came roaring back with a 6-run 6th inning to tie the game at 7. Royals currently lead an entirely meaningful spring training game against the Angels 9-8. This one headed to the middle of the 8th inning. So shout out Kansas City for that. Don't forget, we are Lincoln's home for the Royals. Looking forward to carrying Royals baseball on the air again this year. Should be an exciting season for the boys in blue. And speaking of the boys in blue, the Lincoln Stars make their return to the airwaves on Monday. That'll be a 6:40 pregame with a 7:05 puck drop. Been a while since we've had the Stars. They're rounding into playoff form. Obviously, state basketball has been huge for us. We appreciate your listenership. Thanks to all our fantastic sponsors for making our coverage possible. Thanks to the listeners. Thanks to you for your engagement and your enthusiasm for state hoops. I know Nick and Jay and Strick have been doing a great job. It's coming to a close for them. 2 more games tonight, then all the championship games tomorrow. Excited to see how things finish up. We'll get you out there next. We'll get to Class B action. It'll start with Norris and Omaha Skutt. We'll wrap up with Scotts Bluff and Elkhorn North. Don't go anywhere. High school hoops next on The Ticket.